This is WJHS 91.5, Mr. Glaza in the studio, and sitting across me, would you introduce yourself?
Hi, Coach Trishman here, boys track team here at Columbia City.
And you've also been teaching as well, just to provide some overall background information for 5 years now?
Well, I've been a social studies teacher here now for going on 2 years, and I've been with the corporation through different special education programs since 2008.
I did not. Okay. Now I'm putting some things together. Okay, background. We'll talk about that some other time. We're here to talk to you today about you being coach. This is kind of a fun day. So at the time of this interview, last night we had kind of a rainy, windy meet here at home, and I got to say the facilities look great. My audio video kids were out filming it, and so they got some of the long jumping in, shot putting. They got the track events taking place. First off, how did that go? How are things feeling in the world of coaching for you?
I'm happy with our kids. We work really hard. I'm really blessed with the student athletes that I have, the assistant coaches that I have. They do a phenomenal job. Last night we won, beat DeKalb, by like 70 points. Previously, last Saturday, we were up at the Northside Relays against a lot of Fort Wayne schools. We missed out on first place by 5.5 points.
Really?
So we ended up third. So a really good showing that weekend. We've got the Goshen Relays coming up this Saturday, and we're hoping to do. It's supposed to be 85 degrees out, and so we're hoping some really good results. But overall, I'm very pleased with the kids. I keep a point total of every kid on the team that gets a varsity point, and I was already comparing last year's numbers to this year's numbers, so we're like halfway through the season or so.
So just comparing apples to apples for our own team.
So the totals I have for last year obviously are the complete totals of the whole season from the first meet to the conference meet. And right now the senior class last year's juniors scored a total of 310 points total. Okay. Right? So far this season at the halfway point, they're at 190.
Okay, so
you're right. They're on pace to
time and a half.
Right, they're on pace to crush that. And so just looking, I got previous year's data, kind of comparing how many points we scored the 2 years we scored one conference, right? And we're right on pace for those numbers to put us in position to win the NEA conference championship again. And it's really tough. Because you've got a lot of great schools out there that have great track programs, and it's just nice to be known as one of those teams that could kind of hang with the big dogs,
right? And so this is. I just want to ask you, and you can name drop students if you want to recognize a student for doing a particularly good job. Where have we seen the biggest improvements, even from our juniors to our seniors? Is there a particular event that, because the scoring is unique? From relay events to all of that, where are you noticing, or where are you focusing that you want to give yourself a little credit?
Well, not that I get any of this credit, but our distance squad, distance runners, they're always really tough, and our sprinters have made a lot of improvements this year from last year. Okay. There's a process, right? And so we tell a lot of the younger athletes, you're going to take your lumps in the beginning, right? You're gonna sit behind someone else, and you're going to watch them race, and you're going to learn, and you're going to get faster, stronger, right? And then when it's your turn, you're going to be in a good position because you know what good competition looks like, right? And so really this year, we've got Austin Hall, who is he crushed his own 2-mile record. Last week, he beat it by another 10 seconds or something. He's shooting for hopefully knocking down the mile record that stood for 50 years. We're looking at trying to knock down the 4x8 record and trying to take out the open 800 record. And so we're really pushing for that. Again, we've seen some big improvements, and just all around we've improved. And so hopefully we can continue for that to happen. I know you have Marcus Ridge in class.
Yes.
He's knocked off, I think, pretty close to a minute off of his 2 mile time from a year ago. So that is phenomenal, right? And so he's having some success. And you can go through here, and it's almost tough because you don't want to leave somebody out, but Ethan Severs is having a really good year, and Parker Baker in the hurdles is having a good year, and Peyton Shear, and all these athletes, all these athletes. And you, like I said, I hate name dropping. In fact, I told the guy,
do it. They love it.
I know they love it, but then it's like, I don't want to create some kind of animosity, right? Not that we have that. But, I told the newspaper guy not too long ago, I was like, yeah, I'm not giving you any names because I feel like everyone matters here.
Of course.
And that's why we treat it like that as well.
You pointed out a great thing, that you take your lumps, you essentially get to coach through someone. I have to give compliments just from the students that I have, that I know, Marcus Ridge, for instance, that he came in the one day and he's a skinny kid. To put it that way, and it is frigid outside. So the mentality aspect of these games, is the biggest part. I don't know if I could do, especially long distance crew. You gave a shout out to them earlier as one of the big improvers this year over the other. If you're mentally not in the right place to run, I don't care if you can or can't do it. If you can't get over the fact that it's 14 degrees out because it's February, you're never going to participate. You're never going to even come close to being state level recognition, which is kind of fun. So my compliments to you for keeping, your head on a swivel when it comes to, probably, I imagine you have a lot of long-term plans mentally for this. So I'm seeing that as part of, I can't believe it's been as long as it had since I had you in the studio, just because the last time we talked, I remember walking away going yeah, we're going to be doing all right. Look at this. Look at Mr. Ryan Trishman in studios, just having this conversation and kind of sharing your insights into things. So I like to kind of check in and go from there. That being said, we have a few more events on the horizon here. Of course, we had the one yesterday on the 19th of April. You said that, is it Carmel that's coming up? Or maybe you didn't mention that.
I haven't mentioned that yet, but thank you for the compliment. We kind of big part of what we do is culture, right? And if you don't have a solid culture, then you kind of lose your focus of what your drive is and what you're doing all this for, right? And so we kind of lost a little bit of that with our toughness. And so we really re-emphasize being mentally tough as well as, physically tough, right? You have to be able to do the event, but yeah, just, I read the Angela Duckworth book. I don't know if you've heard of it, Grit, and it's all about mental preparation, right? And so even last Saturday at the Goshen Relays, last Saturday was the Northside Relays. When we went to the Northside Relays, 3 of my top guys call me and go, hey, we're out sick. All right. I call the 3rd guy down and go, hey, you're competing today. And we get there and the kids are all there. And I go, look, it's sunny out, right? I don't care if it's 44 degrees out, 45 degrees out. You have to compete just like those other guys have to compete. And I don't care if you're the 2nd, 3rd guy on the list. This is your opportunity to perform. And so I thought we did a very good job of that last weekend.
Nice.
And you know what I mean? And so just stuff like that. But to get to your question, yes. So this Saturday we're going to be at the Goshen Relays, which is a really great event against a lot of sectional opponents. Really good track teams up there. On this Friday, a few guys are going down to Carmel High School to run an elite 3,200 meter 2 mile race. It's all they're doing is a 2 mile race.
Okay.
So Marcus Ridge, Ian Harold, and Austin Hall, and they're going to run that race on Friday, and then they're going to get up at 6:30 in the morning and be here at the high school, and they're going to run the Goshen Relays on Saturday, right? Because they're like, to those guys, like, oh, what's a couple laps? That's nothing. They go and put in like 8-10 miles at a time, right? Sure. And so then we come back on Tuesday against Huntington.
And that's
at
here.
home.
And that's here.
Yep, all
so
of our
Tuesday next time to be here.
Right. Next Tuesday.
5:00.
Yep. On the, sorry, my calendar.
Tuesday the 26th.
Yep. The 26th is Huntington here. Then we'll be, we're taking a group of kids on Friday, the 29th, to Wabash High School to compete there. And then we're going to compete on Saturday, the 30th, up at East Noble High School in the John Reed Relays. And, then we'll come back on.
Then the following Tuesday. We're home again.
Yep. Tuesday, May 3rd, last home meet. It'll be our senior night. Be really great. Hopefully it's nice weather for the first week of May. And then Friday, May 6th is our conference finals.
That's crazy how fast it rolls by, but at the same time. Some fun news. You probably noticed our camera people out there, and we kind of talked before that, but we have filmed certain events that we only, limited crew, limited staff. We weren't able to go live with it just because of the number of things that are happening, but one of the students right now is editing the videos for those performances. So if anything else, you should at least be able to tell your students, hey, you might be in one of the YouTube videos per those events. I know they were working on the second or third one. We had 6 cameras out there, so definitely shot put, pole vault. We got some action of not the entire thing. I believe it was a little bit lower key last night. And either way, go check out those videos. Of course, audience, we welcome you to go find those as well. This way, if you're watching or you really enjoy one event in particular, you can kind of dive in on that. We plan on continuing that.
That's really cool, and I really appreciate that, because anything we can do this to promote the sport of track and field. Rod Woodson was at the Northside Relays last weekend. He was the honorary referee.
I heard that.
Hall of Famer Rod Woodson. Pittsburgh Steeler.
Okay. Yes.
Purdue alumni. And he went. He gave a speech in kind of his introduction, and he talked about how his time in track and field was probably the best thing he could ever do as an athlete to prepare him to play any other sport that he was playing. And so, I just want to encourage kids to get out there and try it. And you might not be the best at it, but it's going to pay off in your other sports. Just the conditioning alone is going to be huge in your development as an athlete.
So mental toughness, as we said before. Always great to have you in. Unless there's anything else, I welcome you back to the studio after one of these upcoming meets, just to say, shout outs and team member, or shout outs to well-performing sections of the team. And maybe we'll have a little look at the end of the year where you and I get in the studio and just say, hey, what are we looking at next year? Where are we going to be focusing?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. In fact, if we start knocking out some more school records, I might start bringing guys in here to talk about, what does that feel like, right?
I was going to suggest that, but we set up this meeting this morning.
Right, what's it feel like? I almost grabbed him because I have Austin in the class right before this. I'm like, you want to go talk on the radio? And he's like, maybe, I don't know.
All right, next time around.
Yep.
All right, Coach, good to see you as always. Little update for you, the spring of 2022 with Columbia City High School here on WJHS 91.5.